That was good. I like that.
So dumb. 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Damn.
Wow, 97 on Metascore. We rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
You heard those numbers, folks. We back. Brendan, Sam, Way Sauce. What are you, scared or something?
What are you scared of something?
He chill. Ooh, easy. He
Damn.
chill. That's Buddha, Siddhartha. And this is
That's Disco Duck.
Disco Duck, DD. Welcome back to another episode. This movie review today.
What is it? Oh, Parasite.
Parasite.
Yeah.
Parasite.
I thought for a second, I was going to say sadistic. I don't know why.
Sadistic. Okay.
That's not
Random
even
and
close.
weird.
Not
You
even
weird.
close. Sadistic.
So as you heard the numbers before, I mean, I guess according to my IMDb, I rated it a 10 out of 10. 97 on Metascore. 8.5 out of 10. Best picture winner. This movie came out in 2019.
Did you say you rated it a 10 out of 10?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
That's cool.
that was IMDb a couple years ago. I'll go a little lower. Obviously, no movies 10 out of 10, except the movie that I will once direct and write in my future.
That is true.
That is true. Called Sadistic. So yeah, this is a Korean film. If you guys didn't realize, if you watched it,
North Korean.
exactly, exactly. That's why
They love their cinema.
Kim Jong Un was the director, or Eel, whatever the hell his fat ass name.
Feel.
He gonna get me. Yeah, so this came out in 2019, and it's the first time I ever saw it. It was like unlike any movie I ever saw ever, because I remember it getting a lot of hype at the Oscars. Obviously, it won Best Picture, and
Did any of the actors or actresses win anything? Or
I don't think so. It must have won Best Foreign Film as well.
okay.
I might have been the first foreign film to ever win Best Picture. I don't know. I could be lying. So won Best Picture, Directing, Screenplay, and International Feature Film.
Wow.
Not North Korean, South Korean. But yeah, so obviously I liked it a lot when it came out. It was just like so different. And it was a very like, I'm very interested in the midway point of this movie where it just like flipped on its head. Just like flipped the script.
Yeah.
But yeah, initial thoughts, Mr. Brendan? By the way, this isn't really a horror movie. I mean, it's listed as dark comedy, Korean drama, psychological thriller. I mean, we've done, that I like, tragedy.
Oh, really?
That I like.
That's what it says?
That's, yeah.
Nice.
That's probably the one that it makes the most sense.
Yeah, so maybe that's what threw me off, because I think maybe I kind of thought it would be more horror-like, but it's more of this. Because, like, what did you say?
Dark comedy?
Tragedy, dark comedy. Oh, yeah, dark comedy. That's why it's a little bit funny. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I
hyped it up a bit, but it was
But like being that it
Worth it.
won like
The award.
Oscars,
The
like, yeah,
award.
and like that just doesn't scream dark comedy to me. So I think going into it, like I'm expecting like this very serious movie, and like there's like crazy like psychological and like gore and like other stuff, because I also thought maybe it was a little horror like too. I mean, it has some elements, but I thought maybe it was more
like Parasite, like animals or bugs or something.
yeah. I mean, I get the fact that they were the parasites, like latching on to the main family. But I don't know, when the basement opens or whatever, I expected like, oh my god, I'm gonna be shocked. But like, obviously it's shocking. But like, maybe I expected like some grotesque thing living down there or something, or
This
some
is my
beast or something.
Animalistic brother.
So,
But I think even the second time I saw it, because this is my second time ever seeing it all the way through, and I meant to interrupt, and after I watched it, I was like, huh. I was very stunned the first time, but in the second time, I know it was happening. I still think it's good, but
Yeah.
what were you going to say?
I'm also just not a big fan of like horror comedy like kind of elements. It throws me off a
Takes
little
you
bit.
out of it.
Yeah, even the last movie, what was it? Companion. Like when they get funny, like I'm like okay, like that was cute. But now all of a sudden, like now I'm just like in funny mode, and then
Yeah.
I can't. Sometimes it's hard for me to come back from it. Like
Marvel pisses me off. They do that.
Yeah,
like,
Marvel's-
I remember.
yeah,
I
crazy
said this in the last one. The second Thor to the third Thor, it was like a dramatic movie, and then it went to Like the second one's like Shakespearean,
Yeah.
and the third one is just like silly. And everybody's like, I love that. I was like, this is stupid.
Also, aren't the comics like very graphic and
Probably.
Because I came across a short on YouTube and this guy was reading the comic and like there's like I don't know what I was reading or I don't know anything about Marvel really, but like it was a family of Hulks and like one of them eats like I don't know, or tries to eat or does eat Wolverine and swallows him whole. And then like he slashes his way out of his stomach and this Hulk is just in half, just ripped in half. And then he destroys the rest of the Hulks and you see their heads flying off in the comic and all these different things.
Dang.
And it's like really violent and graphic. And then to kind of give us like the funny side, like that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because it does take you out of it.
Yeah. However, I did just watch Deadpool the other night because that's
seen it?
and I've seen the first and the second one, I believe. I think I've seen
The third one was pretty good.
and Deadpool I like because he is funny, and then so that doesn't throw me off because I know what I'm getting, you know.
And it's rated R.
Yeah, and it's rated R,
sounds
which
good.
makes it amazing. You see
Yeah.
these crazy kills. I freaking love that.
But
It's so good.
comic books back then, I don't think were really like Stan Lee's intention wasn't like I gotta sell millions of these. Like he was probably just wanting to, this is what he loved and he wanted to get it out there.
Yeah.
Marvel's intention is we're gonna be the biggest blockbuster in the world, which they do.
Yeah.
Very well. So it's like we gotta like throw comedy in it. Meanwhile, everybody's gonna see it anyway. But like some of the and I can't. I mean, Deadpool, it's its own thing. Even I had problems with when they talk to the fourth wall. They're talking to you as an audience. You're like, all right, well, is this really a movie? And they go back to the movie. You're like,
I kind of like that. I like Wolf of Wall Street. Like he kind of does that too, and it's cool. He just
yeah. There's some moments where it's pretty cool, but
Marvel is very
a little
formulaic, though.
yeah,
But,
that's very silly.
That's what's the issue there. It's just
Right.
like they just keep pumping one out after the other, and it's the same
It's
stuff.
too much, yeah. Like in Wolf of Wall Street, it was kind of clever the way he would do it, and he was also explaining it to us. Like if you ever see The Big Short, like Ryan Gosling would just like cut to the thing and be like, "This is what's happening," and he like explains it because it's so hard. It's very complex.
Yeah.
That whole the theme of the movie and the storyline. So there are times when it's good. Others are like so distasteful. I'm like, eh.
Have you ever seen The Killing Joke on Netflix?
No.
It's a cartoon with Batman and Joker, but I watched that and it blew me away. Like it's violent. It's not like like a yay Batman.
Right.
Like it's like very violent and like really well written. We'll have to watch it one day.
I heard Into the Spider-Verse is similar too, because it's animated, but it ended up being like really good.
And it's only like an hour long, I think, The Killing Joke. It's just like a long, I don't know what. It's on Netflix. We'll watch it one day.
But those are like the two best characters.
Anyway,
Anywho, Parasite. We're getting off.
comedy horror, or whatever we called it before,
Dark comedy.
dark comedy throws me off sometimes. So it didn't live up to what I expected, but that's fine. I mean, maybe I was expecting something else.
Yeah, but it was still good.
Yeah, it's good. It's very well made, and the killings are crazy.
Yeah, they are nuts. I'm going to read off the cast list.
Yeah.
Because it's in
Are you
Korean.
going to be able to?
It's in Korean. No,
pronounce
I
them?
think this is going to be funny.
Okay.
All right. So
All right. Try your
playing
best.
the dad, the driver, is Song Kang Ho. Ho, ho, ho. Did he
good.
have a merry time in there? Playing Dong Ik. Who's he? Who was he in the movie? Which one was he?
Dong Ik. Was he the?
He wasn't the.
Oh, is he the?
No, he's not.
Wait, who was the first guy?
Is that the dad? Or is he the dad?
I think he might be the dad.
Yeah, he the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, he died.
Ooh, yikes! Recently.
Nah, he ain't the dad. Nah, I ain't him.
Is that the driver? No.
I don't know. Shit. Well, you'd figure he'd be listed second. Or is that him? No, that's the guy downstairs.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
he is. Ooh, I guess he died. That stinks. Lee Sung Kang Kwang.
Is
What?
is who?
That's the dad.
Oh, okay.
All right, whatever.
Lee Sung Kwang.
Rest in peace.
Okay.
The wife, Cho Ying Jong.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that's the wife.
All right.
Choi Woo Seek. He's seeking out some money.
Choi Woo
As
Sik.
him, he plays the son.
Okay.
Park So Dam. She's so damn cute.
Park So Dam.
She plays the sister.
Wow. That's a crazy name.
Lee Jong Young.
She's the sis. Okay, she's the
Sister
deranged
couple.
sister. That's
Deranged.
She's a parasite.
Yeah, she's the sister in the movie. Yeah, his sister.
Yeah.
She crazy. Lee Jong-un plays the mom, Jang Hae-jin. She gonna need some gin for her husband in the basement. And then Park Myung-hoon. Hoon rhymes with moon. He didn't see the moon because he was in the basement the whole time.
That's who that is?
So that's the cast of the movie.
That's the basement guy?
He's the basement guy.
Okay.
So that's the cast brought to you by me, a man who cannot pronounce Korean names too well. But yeah, this movie, I liked it a lot. Like I said, it just kind of flips the script, literally and figuratively. The movie starts out with 4 people in a very poor basement-style house.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like, that's the whole movie's about like classism and rich and poor and when you're happy and when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the family was the most happiest in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the poor family.
Yeah. Our main family is
that is true.
I literally just thought of that because they're like, I don't know, they're just all together and they're not in a big house, so they're like forced to be this close, and they're trying to make it any way they can. I mean, they're selling pizza boxes.
Yeah.
For God's sakes. And then
maybe that's the big lesson in the movie. Be happy with what you got.
Right, because there's ever see a African village of like young kids and they're all
smiling.
They're all smiling, and you're like, wow, I'm bitching about traffic that I'm in or something like that. So there's a lot of symbolism and themes to it. But what's funny is that when the friend comes over and the dad's like he's a college guy and blah blah blah, he's like so much better, and there's depth to that too. Like, all right, son, kind of get your act together, but it's like he's not automatically better than you.
Yeah.
And he brings over that rock, and this like when he brought that rock over, I'm like, I feel like this rock was like, I don't know, had some power or supernatural power symbolizing like, all right, this family's fucked.
Yeah, maybe it like that power that it symbolizes or something is like coaxing them to go into like the higher class, but
Because it's very shiny.
and they're not realizing like what they have is actually so special, which is a good point that you brought up. Because once they're in the big house, they're going to be all separated from each other. They're not going to enjoy each other's company as much.
They have different jobs. This one, they have one job where it's just trying to make money for themselves. In the house, they all have different jobs, but they're doing it in a negative way, and they're doing it, slimy and slyly.
Yeah.
Or if that's even a word. Like, and it's very clever how they get their entire family to the house to work for the family.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because they play on the rich, dumb housewife, because it's like, so you're saying you have to fire everybody in a matter of like days. And they were very like...
They tell her son's schizophrenic because he's drawing a little thing in the bottom right corner.
And he saw a ghost once, but it's funny because it was the guy in the basement. I mean, there is a lot to unpack here, but it's just like, I don't know. The family they were clever, but also they were just going down a path of, temptation and greed and
gluttony.
Literally all the
Seven deadly sins.
They engage in all of them.
Because they start eating like crazy too when the family's out.
They're drinking. They're and he's the one son is like starting a relationship with her and
Yeah. What a movie.
What a movie. Anything else you like?
Let's see. I felt so bad for the original caretaker, I guess. Is her role. And then...
Because she's making ends meet. Little did we know for her husband who's locked in the...
That's crazy, yeah.
In the basement. And she, it was crazy when she struggled so hard to get it open.
Yeah. She was trying to push it open. That was like that comedic relief that was there in the movie.
You know what's funny is when she came over the first time and she's like, look, she's in the rain, she's looking through the thing.
Yeah.
It almost made it seem like she knew something was going on. Just the way it looked.
With the
housekeeper. When she's outside and they're looking through the thing.
Like she knew the new workers were...
I don't know. I think she knew. She might have knew something was up. Because
Well, she was on the phone.
She just inconvenienced the hell out of them.
Yeah, she was on the phone like at the hospital or wherever she was, and she was like, yeah, there was like no peaches there. Like, and but I'm breaking out like there were peaches there.
Right. And I think she started when she realized they were all. She said, "You just called him Dad." She's like, "I knew it," or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like during the time we're like, oh, like you're here, you're gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
Even I said to you, I was like, it's funny, we're like kind of rooting for the family, meanwhile they're all pieces of shit.
Yeah. Exactly. No, that's a good point too. I guess. Yeah, it's funny because they are like good. They're good people, but like they're also shitty because they've been given like such a bad.
They're Machiavellian, meaning they will do whatever it takes to get what they need. I mean, the mother kicks the housekeeper, and she goes flying down the stairs and hits her head.
Yeah,
and they made her sick with the peaches. Like they will do anything.
What they've been handed in life is technically not fair, right? Or I don't even know if that's the way to describe it, but like we root for them because they do come from such poverty, but then it gets to their head way too quickly. But
also, like, did they? Because we don't really know much of their backstory, but like, all right, they're selling pizza boxes, and in a Korean society, I don't really know how much it is, and it's literally like they're down here. Mm-hmm. Literally, they live down here, and that family lives up there. It's literally class, yeah. And like the drunk guys peeing by their house, and then the water floods their house. I don't even know how like hard they were to trying to like better themselves. I don't know. They kind of seem like lazy. I don't know if that's fair, but like. The son was like, I will go to school eventually. Like when he wrote the fake resume, he was like, Dad, like this is actually real. It's just not real right now. I will do it. It's like, will you? I don't know. Like, how old are you? And like, if they're so good at scheming, like, I don't know, figure out, put your intelligence to a more moral way. Yeah. It's easy to look as an outsider.
Yeah. I think sometimes, like you were saying too, like, yeah, I guess they just weren't handed, good cards in life, and maybe they've developed that habit because they just can't break out of the poverty-stricken life that they have. So they've had to develop habits of being sneaky or something.
Yeah, because they clearly want to get out of it. Because they're like, they love it when they're sitting there. Mm-hmm. But it's very interesting when you see like the director makes neither life is a good life. Or a perfect life in any way.
That's true.
Like,
right.
They're not as connected. They gotta hire people to like watch and teach their kids. Extra time.
Is their kid even gonna grow up great? Because
he's a freak.
Dad's not around. But at least they live in this beautiful house and like got great food and things like that.
Like when he comes home, I remember I said this to you, like. She's sleeping on the couch. The second he walks in, you hungry? And it's like, did you even wake up? And it's like, that's like what she's programmed to do. It's weird. It's like she's a robot.
Yeah. The rich family has all the tangible things that you would want, but they lack family, family substance and the dynamic. And it's funny because the poor family doesn't have any tangible stuff that most people would want, but at least they kind of have each other's backs. So I don't know. Pick your place.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like it makes it where it's neither is, an ideal one to live, but you make it, your own. You make the most of it. Because even like the driver, the dad was saying to the rich dad, he was like, he kept asking me, he's like, do you love your wife or whatever? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are you asking me that? It's like, well, it doesn't like seem like you do or something like that, but.
Yeah, because I always, the way he would treat her, like, and come home so late, like, I'd always be like, that's just such a telltale sign of, like, a guy who's got, like, maybe owns his own business, he's rich and all this, and he's, like, cheating on his wife constantly, and she's just home, like, dealing with all the problems.
Right. She's got to hire all these people, and, like, no wonder she's kind of, what's the word? Like, naive or unaware that these people might be connected. Not even connected, it's like, I had to fire this person, and then that person, and then that person. Yeah. She's just like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
And obviously they do a good job of, because I remember when the sister comes in, and then towards the end, towards when she was walking her outside, she was just listening to her. She was like, well, I have I used to get driven by this old guy. And then she's like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, I could give it. And she just like slips it in perfectly.
Wow, what a coincidence. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, your son's seeing ghosts and draws boxes in the bottom right? He must be schizophrenic.
You don't say. It's just like, no, he's a kid and he's just going through. He's not even going through anything. It's just he'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, the rest. Speaking Korean.
Yeah, it's rubbing off on you, like the peaches.
The rest of the movie's great. The midway point is the scene where they find him in the basement. I mean, and then you start to not really like the family. You're like, oh, it's cool. Like, oh wow, they were able to get all of them in the house. Now they're like, oh, because the dad at one point's like, if we pool all our money, we can make a lot. And you're like, yeah. And then they're like getting drunk. And then the dad, like, remember he pretends to hit her, he like grabs her, and they start laughing.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
What if this was a year from now and you continued this drunk lifestyle? Would you actually hit her? It's a joke for now.
Yeah, that's a good
And you're
point.
just like, huh. Because then the sister's like getting drunk, and you're like, I don't think I like this family much anymore.
Yeah.
And then the mom pushes the dog away, and you're like, they're kind of shitty.
Yeah, it goes right to their head, and they're just like, all right, we don't have to do anything anymore.
It's like a tale as old as time of like, you get money and, it's Justin Bieber or, I don't know who gets money and goes crazy. Any of the Disney stars.
If you come from like poverty and then go straight to money, like it's just
Dunzo.
it's just no good. Because,
That's why it's like college athletes getting paid. I'm like, how? What?
Yeah, and on top of that, like having to deal with the pressures of school and societal things, and like dealing with finding yourself and all these different things, and now you're getting paid millions of dollars as well. Is like, it's crazy. Like, it sounds good on paper, but which would you rather?
Right. Not so much the college athletes, more so like, I mean, some of them that like grew up poor. Not all of them did, obviously. And then like rappers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Lil Pump was only around for a year. I wonder why.
Well, this is a hot take with sports, but that's why I think Zion will never amount to being as great as he. I think he's amazing, and I think he has all the tools to be like as good as Michael Jordan. But like, I don't think he'll ever will, because from the start of high school, he was idolized, and to college and everything was just kind of given to him, and like, you're the star, you're amazing, you're this. So then by the time you make it, like, you're like, oh, I made it, I'm good. I don't have to work any harder. When really, like, that's why, like, what sets you apart, like Kobe would show up to practice at 5 a.m. and make everyone like run as hard as him, and he's running into Pau Gasol at the Olympics, to make a point, and like doing extra things psychologically, physically, everything, and keeping himself in shape, and that's what sets you apart. But
that's why you got to. I don't know. That's why sometimes there's an argument that players should get paid, like, I don't know, per game or something. Because it's like, I mean, there's so many players that once they get paid, like, goes downhill. Like Chris Bryant, Brandon Nimmo, Deshaun Watson. Like, I mean, he had outside stuff, but, so many people that get paid and then they're just like, oh, wait, I don't need to, like, perform as much because I got paid.
Tiva for the Heat, like, and then, I mean, he's finally on the Warriors now, but still, like, the way he went about it, like, just so unprofessional and not good, and kind of just shows like I don't know. Seems like he's just chasing the bag.
Some of these, and some of these guys that went to the Live Tour on golf, it's just like, oh, they're not as good. I wonder why? Because then they play in the majors and they're just,
good.
they're not, because they're getting, their salary. Because that's why the PGA Tour is great. It's like, you don't make the cut, you don't make money. And the worse you play, like the less money you're gonna make. That's perfect.
Also, like with the poorer family moving in, I feel like they think that like once they get the house, which kind of goes with what we're saying, like you make it to the NBA, okay, you don't have to work as hard. Okay, we've got the house, we don't have to work as hard. Guess what? Now you got to pay crazy ass electric bills, crazy ass water bills, crazy ass, this, that, this. You still want to have that fancy TV? Well, guess what? You got to pay for cable, but also for the other 6 TVs as well. I don't think they're putting that into the equation. And once they kick this family out, they don't have a job anymore. They're not equating that. They're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we're good now.
Short term, gratitude or whatever. They're not thinking long term at all. The rich family did. In some circumstances.
It's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy. Yeah, it is. So towards the end, I feel like, they almost get caught when they're kind of boozing off in the house when the family comes back from the camping trip.
Oh yeah, camping's ruined. We're coming home. Can you make us this? And then it's like a wake up call. Like, oh shit, we're still working for them.
That was a great part because it's like, it's just great writing where it's like I'm going to put something in, another conflict that you guys are going to go through because like nothing's perfect and it's not going to be perfect.
That's the one thing.
And things can happen, out of nowhere, and when you're doing the wrong thing, it'll catch up to you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely. And that's the one thing I did like about this movie a lot is like the stressors that kept coming because they were either lazy or just like I don't know, just going with whatever was just coaxing them into a more relaxing state when they're not even supposed to be feeling that at all. Like they're doing a job. Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, because then I would feel on edge when I was watching it. I was like,
oh yeah,
you get like a sense of like relief. Like, oh, they're gone. Okay, they're good. And then, camping's canceled.
Yeah.
Make me some ramen noodles right now. We'll be home in 10 minutes. It's like, okay.
She had to look the recipe up and like throw all the stuff away. Yeah, I feel like this family's like also they just don't. I don't think they would contribute to society. Like they weren't when they were poor, and like I feel like the dad like might do some charitable stuff, but like I feel like they're so greedy and all the other 6 deadly sins that they would just not contribute. They just see they're parasites.
Yeah.
It's a perfect
they're
word.
just leeching off everyone else's work.
So towards the end, we see some like conflict with the people in the basement, and the guy's doing Morse code, hitting his head on the freaking thing. Why do you think he was doing that?
Yeah, what was the
That
point of
interesting.
that? I couldn't understand that because like.
Well, the son started to read Morse code and then like figure it out. Maybe he was like on the off chance, this miracle that somebody will know that I'm down here. But it's like I thought you wanted to live down there.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they find you down there, like everything's done. Your life's getting fired. They're gonna be like, who the fuck are you?
Right.
Oh, you're right here. Okay, you did murder. Here come the cops. Locked up. Dunzo. I don't know.
Yeah, that part was weird. But anyway, so they throw this party, and this is when you really see the wife. I think because she was like, all the people are hired, and now like her stresses are kind of going away. You see the wife, the rich wife, just in La La Land. When she's setting up the party, she's like, I want to do this. It's like a montage of her, like, walking around with each of the poor family, and like, she's walking around with the husband, driving her place. She's walking around with the wife, and she's just like, we'll do this, that. Oh, I'll have this people. And it was funny because like it just made me cringe because I've been, I've worked at country clubs and stuff like that, and just. When you're somebody's like servant and you're watching them like all gleeful and fake and stuff, so I remember that part like kind of getting to me where like the people show up in the house and it's this elaborate party for this kid's stupid like 6th birthday or something like that, or no, it was a party for him like we're passing or not being a freak in class or something.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Park's son, Duke's son, what was his name?
Yeah, it was something. Wasn't it just one word? They called him
Duke Park or something crazy. Not crazy. It's those are their names, but interesting to us. And yeah, just those parts just like cringe me out. I was like, ooh, like I don't really like them. So like it's a good back and forth of like I don't like this. They're the poor family. I don't like the rich family.
And they're just getting so mad too. Like they're starting because they got reminded that like. And now they're frustrated and they're
I don't like this family anymore.
Yeah, and they're like, ugh. And then the dad, the driver,
the smell.
The smell. They tell him that he smells like onions or whatever. And then
which he wasn't supposed to hear.
Yeah, because they're hiding.
Right.
But
even the mother does that too, where she rolls down the window.
Oof. Also, like in the when they're shopping, like doesn't she like she's on the phone and she says something like, oh no, not that. I don't really know exactly, but like the way she like snapped at him. I mean, usually she's pretty like.
She was chill for most of it.
But she snapped at him about like picking something up.
And he was like, I'm done.
She's just like, all right, geez. Yeah.
Right. And then, so, oh my God, that's so funny when the son and the girlfriend, the rich people's daughter, they're looking out the window. And he's like, do I belong? And she gives that face. It is so funny.
Yeah, of course you do.
That was hilarious.
He calls to me.
And then that guy ends up getting, no, he's not killed, but he ends up getting hit over the head by the guy in the basement during the party.
Oh, yeah.
And the party just goes like wild. And what I thought was interesting about it too is like, it just happens. So like, he gets hit in the head, and then the guy's just all bloody, and just like as he's walking, he goes back, takes the knife, and comes out in the party and just like wreaks havoc.
Yeah.
It's not like they slow the movement down of the characters. They make this dramatic music, and you're anticipating something happen. It just happens.
Yeah.
And which makes it like all that weird. Like in Midsummer, most of the movies during the day.
Yeah.
It makes it that much more unsettling, and you're like, is this really happening?
Yeah, and
Like in
at
this,
a
you're like,
party.
holy shit! And it's at a kid's birthday party.
At a kid's birthday party, nonetheless, which is crazy.
Like a suburban rich family's party.
Everybody's dressed to the nines.
Mm-hmm.
Again, even just for this little party, but yeah, that is crazy, and it kind of makes it a little bit more realistic too, because like no one's expecting it. It's in a great community, or at least they think it's a great community, and
Yeah.
he just
Fake community.
sneaks up there.
And then, he sneaks up on him, stabs him, and this is when the dad's... And it's funny, too, because I think the dad was like, you know what? I'm on your side. We're both poor.
Yeah.
And he's
yeah.
just like, I don't like this guy. He's making fun of my smell. And he just goes nuts, kills him.
Yeah. Where does he get a knife from something, or doesn't he have a katana or something?
Well, doesn't the...
Or no, I forget.
Because he's just done. Because remember, he's putting on the Indian hats, and he's just like, "This is your job, by the way." And you're like, "Oh,
You're still getting paid, so
Right.
this is part of your job.
yeah."
It's like,
which I kind of get in a way. It's like, this is he's getting a lot of money. It's an unusual job. You're a chauffeur, but you're also doing this. But also, he's just so fed up too. So I can like kind of see both sides. But it's like, because I hate that too. When you're like, say you're at a job in upper management. You're just like, you're blah, 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 and everything. And then, like, something serious happens, and they're just like, do this. And you're like,
yeah.
all right, well, we were just bonding well, and now you're just like, oh, wait, I'm your boss.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
one or the
weird-
other.
It's a weird, I hate that dynamic,
Yeah,
too.
that's my least favorite.
And then they use, like, the weird words to go with it. Like, they pulled it out of a dictionary.
Right.
Like the project, the this, the that, the this. And it's just like, ugh, cringe.
Oh, what's the one I hate the most? Yeah, no, we'll touch base on that.
Touch base.
Well, there's that guy
Yeah.
on Instagram. I forget his name, Sully or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he's always doing the where he writes the words out and he puts a check mark next to everything he says. I'll have to show you. It's like what people say in the office. All right, so we'll circle back. We'll touch base. Okay, Greg. Yep. Okay. No. Oh, I'm gonna be there. Yep. You're gonna be in the zoo. I'm like,
God.
oh, it's so true.
Oh, it's so fake.
I'll have to show you it. It's the worst.
There's nothing more than I hate than that, because I feel like at least I like to think that like you and I are like pretty real. Like we don't really like. There's rarely a time that we're too fake. What is
Big
it?
win, Celtics.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, very very real most of the time.
You know, obviously there's times in life where you have to be kind of fake or something, but
I hate that mentality.
or even sometimes you're trying to woo a bird or something. Maybe you got to play up a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
in the beginning, like I cut it back a little bit.
Just play it up a little bit or something. But yeah, there's nothing more I hate than that. Oh, it's the worst.
It's so cringy. But yeah, so I think he was like, all right, me and you are poor. Let's kill these bastards.
Yeah.
Because they're rich and they have what we don't have, even though we don't really want it, and our lives are better.
He also says again too, like, oh, I'm doing this for my wife, and he says, because you love her.
That's what I'm saying. He said that to him before.
Yeah.
He was
in
like,
the car, and then again, and then in the backyard, and you're just like, ooh.
wait, so what do you think he meant by that? You don't love her. You're doing it to like keep everything afloat.
And it's just for show, because he's probably so rich. He literally could probably get anybody he wants too, and he's just like, oh, this is what you're supposed to have, like a big, a family and a beautiful house and a wife and all this stuff. But
no, and as you see when like his wife's kind of like freaking out about the kids or whatever, and he's like, oh, that's the new teacher. Oh, okay, good. Oh, everything's back to normal. Like, we're good. Okay, cool. Like I need control over this house, so like she doesn't start to get suspicious. We're just assuming that he cheats on her. He might not, but it's definitely possible. So there's a whole bloodbath at the kids' party, and we see in the later scenes that the dad ends up hiding downstairs where the other family was, and they were kind of like keeping that family down there, and now they are, so it's ironic. The sister dies, which is pretty sad. She was the most, I think she was the most, what do you want to say? Like, sneaky, like, facetious bastard out of them all.
Yeah, I could see
She was
that.
pretty heartless.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. She seemed heartless is the way to describe it.
I think the son was just like, this is a great opportunity. This is how we can do it. We're definitely scheming. And the sister just seemed like, I don't know. She's a pretty sly bastard.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. And it kept becoming more and more as they were even in the house and stuff.
Yeah, because you're getting, you're feeding on it now.
Yeah.
It's gluttony and, it's greed and all that stuff.
I think also too, like she was, attractive. So I felt like maybe perhaps she felt like she was owed it or something.
Yep.
It was, although she was poor, I'm sure she got attention. She still got attention from guys, even like the original cab driver too was like hitting on her, and so she's probably like, oh, I definitely am not meant for this poor life. That's probably what she has in her head,
Right.
and then that's the character that's kind of portrayed as well. Like, I'm not meant for this. I'm better than this. I'm attractive. Guys hit on me.
Yeah, and I wonder when they were thinking that, because in the beginning of the movie, like everything seemed to be like okay, and then maybe I guess they started to get annoyed with like the pizza boxes, not really getting much money.
Yeah.
But even the very beginning with the pizza boxes, they were like, "Well, I heard that your coworker was blah blah blah. Something happened," and I think she made that up, the sister. Because remember, they were selling the pizza boxes, and the lady was like, I'm not going to buy these. And the sister was like, oh, I heard that blah, blah, blah is not a really good worker. And the guy in the back's like, we should hire them. We need somebody.
Yeah,
and then she just gives him the cash.
Yeah.
It's like, boom, it started right there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we could do this.
She was sneaky.
Yeah, it went to their heads.
Snake.
So she dies. And yeah, the ending is like the son writing a letter, and it ends up showing how he goes to college and ends up buying the house, and then he tells his dad to just walk up, which seems great, but I don't even know if that really happened.
Yeah, that was interesting because like all of a sudden then it pans back to him in the original house in the basement, and I was like, huh, was that him thinking that? Was that that's crazy.
Right, it's up for interpretation, but it's cool because you're like, oh wow, so they learned their lesson. Now he's working his way up the way that you should. And he's like, he made enough money to get his dad out of this house, which is very symbolic because in the poorhouse, if he worked hard enough and went to college and worked hard enough, he could get his dad out of that house. Then he ends up in this rich house, and he works hard enough to get his dad out of this house.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, yeah, definitely.
But this is the moral way. This is you're shit out of luck, but you could still go that route. Because it's like they get like a second chance, but they still took a loss because their sister died. If that happened.
And it sucks too, because like the dad's just always going to be in heaven. Right. So what was that all for?
Yeah. Well, the whole thing was like it was literally for nothing.
Keep going back to the beginning, like they were probably happier just having
100%.
pizza boxes all around them, being together in the same house and tight quarters. They're good to go.
It's just so simple. Like the more you get doesn't mean the more happier you'll be. Money doesn't buy happiness. Like Hollywood, none of them are none of these marriages stay.
Yeah.
Rich people, there's issues once they get famous. These people just break up or cheat on each other, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So not good. But yeah, it's a great reminder, symbolisms, themes of rich and poor and what to do and what not to do, and continue being moral, and everything will catch up to you. Karma, bite you in the ass. Don't be a parasite. That was nice.
That was good.
So yeah, some horror elements to it, I guess, with some bloody scenes, some kind of jump scares, but this is more of a psychological thriller, a tragedy.
A tragedy.
The tragedy.
The tragedy.
Of Nosferatu and the Parasite poor family. Out of 10, what are you giving this?
I'm sorry, gang, but it's like a 7.7 for me. But I could watch it again though, and then maybe be like, oh, okay, I know what this kind of movie is. But yeah, don't hate me. But 7.7, I think I just was shocked. I didn't. Maybe I should have read into it more. I thought I was expecting one thing, and I got something else. So I think that's just the main thing. However, like I don't doubt that it could win awards and everything.
Oh, it did win awards.
Or it did
won
win,
the biggest.
did win awards, but yeah, it's good. It's well made. Acting is good. It's just the funniness throws me off. Funniness throws me
Fair
off.
enough. Fair enough. I get it. I'm gonna go pretty high. I'm gonna go 8.7. I've never seen any movie like this before. I like that it was international film, which I think is pretty cool from us to dive into how other countries make movies. I remember I took an international film class, watched some foreign films, which was pretty cool. So it's nice to be open-minded with that stuff. Obviously, it got a lot of hype, and that's how I saw about it, because it got Oscar nods. But yeah, I just love the midway point, how it just flips on itself, on script, whatever the hell the word is. And the acting's great, the writing's great, cinematography's pretty cool, and there's just so many themes and symbolisms that you could talk about it for like days. So there's a lot to unpack, which I liked that part. Of course, I think I'd like it to be a little scarier, a little darker, I think. It was pretty dark with the way the family went about things, but it just kind of happened. I feel like more of a sinister way about it would be pretty cool. So yeah, I went pretty high. The second time, it's funny. I liked it the first time I watched it more so than the second time. We were also talking a bit when we watched it.
I think it would have been cooler too if like the basement looked like a bit more grotesque and like, I mean, that guy's just down there. I mean, he has to. I mean, there was a toilet, I guess. So I guess, but I don't know. I feel like there'd be more issues down there, and like it would look like crazier and
like the barbarian basement.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that one's insane. And like down there, like I mean, he can't shower, like in all, So,
he didn't look great.
He didn't. Yeah, no. I mean, he looks disheveled and whatnot, but like, I don't know.
You ain't taking him out for a steak.
Yeah. He didn't seem like such a crazy, awful
She
guy.
gives him the bottle like he's a baby. I thought that was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But yeah, other than that, he's not really like too. He doesn't seem too like he's never seen sunlight in like 2 years. I don't know.
Until the end when he's just like, all right, I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are our ratings. That is our analysis of Parasite. It is so much to unpack here. Let us know what you think. Should we go scarier? Are we going a little off the beaten path with dark comedy, the psychological horror, the psychological thriller?
Oh yeah, that's
Korean films. What are you guys doing? Don't do so many Korean films. Too bad, they're good.
That's back-to-back horror comedy. That's funny.
Yeah.
And
Companion was a little, more thriller sci-fi. So
Yeah.
I don't know. The next one we'll do freaking
Snuff.
snuff films. What is it?
Snuff, just
The ones-
low budget,
What are they called?
X-rated, crazy ass. What is it?
The Siberian.
Men Behind the Black Sun and
Siberian
Serbian film. Dude, if we did Serbian film,
No, I would never sleep. I would never watch
I
it.
don't think I'd be able to. Yeah, get that out of my head for a little bit.
No, we're good. All right, I got to pee. So my leg's twitching, and we'll catch you later. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know what to watch in our next film.
Yeah. Good night, San Diego.